All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name's Diana Wright. I work at the Greater Des Moines Partnership, and my hat is Director of Entrepreneurship and Innovation. So if you're not familiar with the Greater Des Moines Partnership, we're just down the road. We actually were a regional and economic development organization, and we serve about 13 counties, 25 chambers, and those chambers represent over 7,200 business members. So we're much broader than the city of Des Moines here. And actually, if you think about it, central Iowa, we have more rural that we represent than the urban. So it's really important that we kind of work together with urban, suburban, and rural partners. Some of what the partnership does is we focus on economic development. So, of course, that can be attraction and making sure our businesses here are growing, business creation, which is my hat, and being on that early stage of economic development. We have talent development, we have policy, of course, our chambers and our small businesses. And then we do have a team that focuses on downtown and placemaking through events. So today, my hat is community. And I'm just going to share two examples that I've kind of experienced firsthand. The first one of community, what I think of just generally as it relates to this event, is community is actually where innovation starts. So every Saturday, you can go down to the farmers market, which is something our team produces, and you can actually see entrepreneurship in action. There's over 320 vendors at the market here. Of course, you can go to any farmer's market and experience that. And what you will see is small businesses testing their products, their recipes, building those relationships, trying to gain loyal customers, and to really actually gain that confidence to, start thinking about how could they expand and be more. So one example of that is actually the Spark DSM program. We launched this, I think, 3 years ago. And it's really helped kind of bring in new entrepreneurs. It provides them the space to actually access the market. There's a curriculum of entrepreneurship kind of wrapped into that. And really the goal is to better educate those entrepreneurs. Something that we've kind of seen that just naturally happens is they eventually need storefronts. So a couple examples of this just recently, we had Reyes Tamales. They just opened a storefront in Pleasant Hill. Let's see, there's Nadia's French Bakery. She has her bakery just down Grand Street here. We have Mama Africa. They just located in Local Bites if you work downtown. And then, of course, there's the scaling CPG brands. So Thelma's got their start at the market. So did Lola's Hot Sauce, and then Musa Lemonade. So if you are an economic development partner, if you are in real estate, or even if you just care a lot about community, I would not overlook your farmers market, because I do believe that they are going to fill the storefronts of tomorrow. Another example, too, that I actually was attending this event last year, I want to bring up, is that innovation doesn't always happen in startups, in technology. So by attending the event last year, one of the Innovation Award winners was the Great Outdoors, which I think they're sitting over there. And from that event, I actually then had coffee with Hannah and kind of pitched the idea of what if you brought startups into solving some of these water challenges? And usually, a nonprofit, they might not be thinking about how to engage in the startup community. But just last week, they had their watershed conference. They gave out $65,000 in prize money. And 3 of those awards went to 2 companies in Ames from Iowa State. And actually then a Canadian company that will hopefully land in Iowa State, right? Working on robotics. So that was really special to see. And I think this experience kind of reminds me that you don't have to be a founder. You don't have to actually be working in a startup to bring these ideas forward for innovation. Innovation really starts by asking the question, connecting people, and then, of course, creating these opportunities, these events today, to really come together and solve these challenges. So my kind of point to you is you guys showed up today. I'll be leading the facilitation for the community and those conversations, but just make sure that you're kind of thinking about how can I connect with someone here? What's an idea that we can solve together? And I applaud you guys for showing up too. I think that's where it all begins. So thank you.